That perfect creamy avocado you paid a premium for, the one you chose because it felt just right. What if I told you its perfect appearance is a carefully crafted illusion? A disguise that hides a disappointing secret on the inside, short-circuiting the very health benefits you're seeking. What if the fruit looks ripe but on a biochemical level, it's tragically immature? This isn't just a possibility, it's a widespread reality for some of our most beloved fruits. That beautiful avocado, along with many of the bananas and mangoes you see perfectly arranged in the supermarket, is often the end result of a massive industrial logistics plan. A plan that prioritizes shelf life and supply chains over your nutrition. You see, to get these fruits across the country, or even the world without them turning to mush, they are picked hard and green. Then, to get them store-ready on a tight schedule, they are put into special rooms and flooded with a gas that triggers a rapid, artificial ripening process. And this is where the disconnect happens. It's a process that can make a fruit look and feel perfectly ripe on the outside, but it short-circuits the slow, natural development of the vital nutrients on the inside. It can leave you with a fruit that's biochemically incomplete. This might be why so many of us, especially as we get older, feel like we're doing everything right. We're buying the healthy foods, we're eating our fruits and vegetables, but we're just not feeling that spark, that deep vitality we expect. It's an invisible nutritional robbery happening right in your shopping cart. But today we're going to change that. We're going to pull back the curtain on this entire process. We'll explore the clues they leave behind, from the stem of an avocado to the skin of a banana. We're going to move through a series of powerful insights, starting with a foundational habit anyone can adopt, and building up to the most critical revelation of all. And you absolutely must stay for our final, vital truth at the end, because it exposes the full extent of this nutritional deception, and it will fundamentally change how you look at healthy fruit forever. This is the information that empowers you to get the full nutritional value you're paying for and fighting for. Now, before we dive in, a quick but important reminder. All the information we're sharing is for educational purposes. Everyone's health journey is unique. Please consult with your trusted doctor or healthcare provider before making any significant changes to your diet or health regimen. Our goal today is to empower you with knowledge so you can have those informed conversations and make the best choices for your body. If you're ready to reclaim the full power of your food, do me a favor and hit that subscribe button. Let's build this community of savvy, healthy seniors together. All right, let's get into it. Our foundational habit, becoming your own ripener. Let's start with the simplest, most powerful shift you can make, a foundational habit that puts you back in the driver's seat of your food's journey. The single best thing you can do is to become the ripener yourself. The challenge we're facing is one of control. To get fruit across continents without it turning into mush, the industry harvests it when it's mature, but still hard as a rock. Then, they put it into a state of suspended animation for shipping and storage. When they decide it's time for that fruit to appear ripe on the grocery store shelf, they hit the play button, flooding it with a gas to trigger a rapid, forced ripening process. They are controlling the timeline for their logistical needs, not your nutritional needs. This means you're often buying a fruit that went from dormant to soft in a matter of hours in a chemical-filled room, skipping the slow, complex biochemical dance that creates deep flavor, and more importantly, peak nutrition. But you can reclaim that final, crucial stage of the journey. The solution is wonderfully simple. Buy your fruit, especially fruits like avocados, mangoes, and pears, when it's still firm. Think of yourself as the final, gentle guide for that fruit's development. You're bringing it into your home and giving it the time and environment to complete its maturation process naturally. To truly grasp this, let's use an analogy. Imagine you're a baker making a beautiful loaf of sourdough bread. The industrial process is like taking the dough, blasting it with heat in a microwave to make it puff up quickly. It might look like bread on the outside, but inside, the gluten structure is weak. The flavor is undeveloped and the nutrients haven't been unlocked. Therefore, by buying firm fruit, you're taking that carefully prepared dough and giving it the proper final proof on your counter. You're allowing all those complex flavors and structures to develop slowly, patiently, resulting in a truly nourishing and delicious final product. You control that last most important step. So how do you do it? Just leave the firm fruit on your kitchen counter. Nature will do the rest. If you want to speed things up a bit, you can use a classic trick. Place the fruit in a paper bag. This traps the fruit's own natural ripening gas, a compound called ethylene. If you want to accelerate it even more, add an apple or a ripe banana to the bag. These are like little ethylene factories and will gently encourage their neighbors to ripen along with them. This isn't a forceful chemical flood, it's a gentle, natural conversation between fruits. This way, the natural ethylene is ripening your fruit on your demand when you want it, not when a shipping schedule dictates. When in doubt, just buy firm and finish the job at home. This simple habit is your first line of defense against the nutritional fallout of industrial ripening. Our sensory secret: trusting your nose. Now that you've started buying firmer fruit, how do you know when it's truly ready, especially with tropical fruits like mangoes, pineapples, and papayas? Our next secret is about reconnecting with one of our most ancient and reliable tools, our sense of smell. When these tropical fruits are forced to ripen too quickly, a very specific challenge arises. The process is skewed towards an aggressive, unnatural conversion of starch to sugar. The gas exposure flips on enzymes that rapidly break down complex carbohydrates into simple sugars, creating an overpoweringly sweet product. The entire fiber matrix of the fruit can begin to collapse, making it soft and fragrant, but in a very one-dimensional way. The point of confusion here is that we're trained to think sweet smell equals ripe. But there's a huge difference between a natural complex aroma and a bland chemical sweetness. When the ripening is rushed, the fruit doesn't have time to develop the complex esters and volatile compounds that create a rich, multi-layered fragrance. You're left with a sugar bomb that might taste sweet initially, but it digests faster, satisfies you less, and lacks the nuanced flavor of a truly mature fruit. Sometimes, if you smell carefully, the forced ones even carry a faint, hard-to-place chemical note. Let's use another analogy to understand this. Think of it like perfume. A naturally ripened mango has an aroma like a fine French perfume. When you smell it, you detect multiple layers, notes of citrus, honey, flowers, and pine. It's a deep, complex, and inviting fragrance that tells a story of its development. A force-ripened mango, on the other hand, smells like a cheap single-note air freshener. It's just sweet. It hits you with one loud, sugary note but has no depth, no complexity, and no real character. Therefore, your nose is the best tool to tell the difference between true artistry and a cheap imitation. The solution is to actively use your nose at the grocery store, especially at the stem end of the fruit, where the aroma is most concentrated. Pick up that mango or pineapple, close your eyes and take a deep sniff. Does it have a rich, fragrant, tropical aroma? Does it smell complex and alive? That is your best indicator of natural ripening. If it smells bland, like nothing at all, or has a faintly off, chemical, or almost alcoholic smell, that's a red flag. It suggests the fruit has the appearance of ripeness but lacks the soul. Trust that sensory input. It's a skill that gets sharper with practice. You are relearning to listen to the subtle language of your food, a language that tells you far more about its quality than a perfect, uniform color ever could. The banana code. Reading the signals. All right, let's move on to one of the most common fruits in our kitchens, the banana. Bananas are a primary target for gas ripening, and they offer some of the clearest visual clues if you know what you're looking for. This is what we call reading the banana code. The central factor with bananas is their journey from a starch bomb to a sweet fruit. When harvested green, they are mostly starch. The ripening process, natural or forced, converts that starch to sugar. The deception occurs when ethylene gas is used to trigger this conversion at a hyper-accelerated rate. The result is a banana that looks perfectly, almost unnaturally, yellow. It's a marketing dream. But this rapid transformation comes at a cost. A naturally ripening banana matures from the inside out. The sugars develop in balance with the breakdown of the peel and the softening of the fruit. When it's gassed, the process is external. The peel is shocked into turning yellow, often while the fruit inside hasn't fully developed its flavor and creamy texture. More importantly, the natural progression is disrupted. To make this clear, let's use the analogy of developing a photograph in a darkroom. A naturally ripened banana is like a photograph that has been allowed to sit in the developer for the perfect amount of time. The image emerges slowly, with rich blacks, nuanced greys, and bright whites. The little brown sugar spots that appear are like the fine grain of the photograph, a sign of a detailed, authentic, and complete process. A force-ripened banana, however, is like a photo that's been flashed with a bright light and yanked out of the developer too soon. You get a bright, high-contrast image, that neon yellow peel, but it lacks all the subtle details, the depth, and the true character of the original scene. Therefore, the imperfections are actually the signs of quality. So, what are the signals in the banana code? First, look for a stem and body mismatch. A classic sign of gassing is a banana with a bright, vibrant yellow body, but a stem that is still stubbornly green. This indicates the peel was forced to change color before the entire fruit was ready to mature naturally. Second, embrace the sugar spots. Those little brown specks on a banana peel, which many people avoid, are actually your best friend. They are a hallmark of natural maturation. These spots indicate that the starches have fully converted into sugars, leading to a sweeter, more flavorful, and more aromatic banana. The banana to be wary of is the one that looks too good to be true, a uniform, almost neon yellow from tip to stem, with absolutely no spots or blemishes. It's the supermodel of bananas, but it often lacks personality and flavor. You're looking for character, not cosmetic perfection. By learning to read these simple signals, you can consistently choose a better banana that delivers on taste and, by extension, a more natural maturation process. The Avocado Detective, uncovering the truth at the stem. We've arrived at the avocado, the poster child for healthy fats and, unfortunately, for the potential of biochemical deception. Because avocados are so prized for their internal compounds, the fallout from forced ripening is especially tragic here. To navigate this, you need to become a bit of an avocado detective. The central dilemma, as we've touched on, is that the industry's methods can create an avocado that is perfectly soft to the touch, but biochemically immature on the inside. The ethylene gas triggers the enzymes that break down the fruit's structure, making it soft and creamy. You press it, it yields, you think it's ready. But, and this is the crucial part, that softening process is happening on a completely different and much faster timeline than the development of the avocado's most precious compounds. During natural ripening, the avocado undergoes a complex, sequential remodeling of its fats. Simple fats are transformed into special bioactive lipids called acetogenins, powerful compounds with antioxidant and anti-inflammatory properties that are a huge reason why avocados are considered a superfood. A study in the journal BMC Plant Biology highlighted how critical an avocado's own internal processes are for developing these healthy fatty acids. When you slam the fruit with ethylene gas, you get the texture change without the full biochemical development. It's a devastating shortcut. Let's use a powerful analogy here. A force-ripened avocado is like a beautiful, leather-bound book with a magnificent cover. You pick it up, you feel the quality of the binding, you open it, and the pages are completely blank. It has the structure of a book, but the story, the entire reason you bought it, is missing. Therefore, a soft avocado doesn't automatically mean it's a good, nutritionally complete avocado. It might just be an empty book. So, how does an avocado detective spot the imposters? You have two main clues. First is the stem clue. This is your most important test. Find the little brown cap at the stem of the avocado. Gently try to flick it off with your thumb. If it comes off easily and reveals a bright, vibrant green underneath, that is the sign of a healthy, naturally mature avocado that's ready to eat. If the cap is hard to remove, it's not ready yet. And if you flick it off and it's brown or black underneath, the avocado is likely overripe and may have brown spots inside. The second clue is uniformity. A naturally mature avocado will have a consistent, even give when you press it gently with the palm of your hand, not your fingertips, which can cause bruising. A force-ripened avocado, because of the rushed and uneven process, will often have a bizarre mix of very soft, mushy spots right next to hard, firm zones. If it feels inconsistent and patchy, that's a major red flag. Most of the less-than-perfect avocados you've probably encountered have this telltale sign. By using these two simple detective techniques, you move beyond the superficial feel of the fruit and get a real look inside its true state of maturity, ensuring you're not just buying a soft fruit, but one that's actually ready to deliver the nutritional story you're looking for. The vital truth, the invisible nutritional robbery. We have finally arrived at the core of this entire issue. We've talked about how to pick better fruit, but now we need to understand why it matters so profoundly. This is the vital truth that underpins everything else. Just because there is visible ripeness does not mean there is biochemical maturity. The industrial ripening process isn't just an innocent shortcut, it's a form of invisible nutritional robbery, and the data proves it. The deception here is deeply insidious. You are paying a premium for nutrient-dense food. You're making a conscious choice for your health. You bring home a beautiful mango or a creamy avocado, believing you are nourishing your body at the highest level. But the forced ripening process has stripped that fruit of a significant portion of its nutritional value before it even gets to you. You're getting fewer vitamins, fewer minerals, and less fiber per calorie. A startling study published in the journal Scientific Reports directly compared mangoes that were ripened naturally versus those ripened with ethylene gas and another chemical, calcium carbide. The results were a clear victory for nature. Naturally ripened mangoes had significantly higher levels of vitamin C. Why? The forced methods dramatically drove up oxidative stress within the fruit, a process that literally degrades and destroys ascorbic acid, which is vitamin C, so the very process of making it look ripe was wiping out one of its key vitamins. The study also found that fiber and protein levels were higher in the naturally ripened fruit. The aggressive enzymatic action of forced ripening causes what's called proteolysis and cell leakage. It's a rapid breakdown of the fruit's internal structure. Its proteins and fibers literally begin to disintegrate. This is why forced ripened fruit can often have that spongy, watery, and unsatisfying mouthfeel. Its structural integrity is gone. Even the minerals like copper and zinc were higher in the natural fruit. When the proteins and organic acids degrade, the minerals that are bound to them simply leach out or are not properly integrated. To truly grasp the gravity of this, let's use our final and most important analogy. Think of your fruit's nutritional development like a student going through 4 years of college to become an engineer. Natural ripening is that full 4-year process. The student attends every class, reads every textbook, and completes every project. They struggle, learn, and slowly build a deep, comprehensive knowledge base. At the end, they receive their diploma, and they are a true, competent engineer full of substance. The forced ripening process is like giving that student a piece of paper that says diploma after their first week of freshman year. The student looks like a graduate. They can wear the cap and gown, but they haven't been to the classes, they haven't read the books. They have absolutely none of the internal knowledge, skill, or substance of a real engineer. You're getting the diploma, but not the education. Therefore, when you buy a force-ripened fruit, you are getting the appearance of nutrition without the full, hard-won substance. This is the ultimate deception. The takeaway from the science is crystal clear. Force-ripened fruit can have lower vitamin C, worse fiber and protein structure, fewer minerals, a distortedly sugary flavor, a worse aroma, and a shorter shelf life once you get it home. You are being robbed of the very nutrition you are seeking, and that is why this all matters. It's not about being a perfectionist. It's about getting what you pay for. It's about fighting for the vitality you deserve. It's about understanding that the quiet, patient work of nature is what creates true nourishment, and that we have the power to honor that process right in our own homes. And there you have it. The vital truth that the perfect-looking fruit on the shelf might be an imposter, a graduate with a fancy diploma, but no real education inside. It might seem frustrating, but this knowledge is incredibly empowering. It puts the control firmly back in your hands. So let's quickly recap the journey we've taken today. We started with our foundational habit, becoming your own ripener. The simple act of buying fruit firm and letting it mature patiently on your own counter. Then we unlocked our sensory secret, trusting your nose, using that ancient, powerful tool to detect the difference between a truly complex natural aroma and a cheap one-note imitation. We learned to crack the banana code, reading the signals of a green stem or the welcome sight of sugar spots to avoid the gassed imposters. We became the Avocado Detective, using the crucial stem flick test and checking for uniform softness to find the avocados that are truly mature on the inside. And all of this led us to the vital truth, the invisible nutritional robbery, the scientific understanding that forced ripening degrades the vitamins, fiber, and minerals, leaving you with a fruit that is biochemically immature. Each one of these insights is a tool for your wellness toolbox, a way to ensure you're getting the full, vibrant health benefits that nature intended. Which of these insights resonated with you the most? Was it the Avocado Detective technique, or perhaps the simple power of becoming your own ripener? I would genuinely love to hear your thoughts and experiences. Please share them in the comments below. Our community learns and grows from every shared story. If you found this journey valuable, please give this video a thumbs up. It truly helps other people find this important information. And if you haven't already, please subscribe and click that little notification bell. We have so much more to share on this journey to peak health and vitality, specifically for those of us in our prime. Until next time, stay curious, stay empowered, and never stop demanding the very best for your health.